Hello students, welcome to EPG Pathshala. I am Dr. Harpreet Singh from the Department of Business Management, Guru Nanak Dev University's regional campus at Gurdaspur. Today we are going to talk on the module International Organizational Behavior under the paper Organizational Behavior. After completing this module, the students should be able to understand the impact of culture on international organizational behavior. They should be able to describe the problems in communication between people from different cultures. They should be able to understand the difference in motivational cues and managerial leadership across cultures. In the recent years, international organizational behavior has become more important as the businesses are operating across borders. There is a significant difference in the thinking and behavior of people from different countries. Management styles, leadership styles differ significantly between European, Asian, like Japanese and Chinese, and other countries from that of the American countries. It is important to understand cultural differences and how cultures vary and people behave differently within these cultures. This module discusses the familiar concepts like communication, motivation, and leadership, but in an international context. Impact of culture on international organizational behavior. Culture refers to the acquired knowledge used by people to interpret a specific situation and generate a social behavior according to it. It is difficult for an individual to adjust in a different cultural background where the values and beliefs of people are different. People interact and communicate with others according to their cultural values. The chance of failure during a foreign assignment is more to a US business house in comparison to a European or Japanese companies because the culture of the US countries are more dominating than that of the Eastern countries. Dimensions of culture. Self image. In some countries, people are treated as honest and trustworthy, whereas in some other countries, people are viewed with distrust and suspicion. When people travel outside their home country, they carry their values with them. People get surprised by the way they are treated by the people of foreign countries. Relationship with the world. In some societies, people try to dominate their surroundings, while in other, people try to build harmony with their environment. For instance, people from United States and Canada attempt to dominate their environment, while Asian countries work in harmony with their environment. Asian people plant crops in accordance with environmental conditions. Individualism versus collectivism. Some countries of the world have cultural values that encourage individualism. The United States, Great Britain, and Canada are the countries where culture promotes individualism. In other countries like Japan, China, and Israel, they promote collectivism and emphasize on group harmony, unity, commitment, and loyalty. These differences affect the hiring practices. In countries where individualism is important, job applicants are evaluated on the basis of personal, educational, and professional achievements. In collectivism supporting societies, applicants are evaluated on the basis of trustworthiness, loyalty, and compatibility with co-workers. The employees tend to show high level of commitment towards their organization. Time dimension. Some societies are more oriented towards the past, while others are more focused on the present. In the United States and in Canada, People are more concerned with present and the near future. European people give more importance to past in comparison to North Americans. The Japanese firms have a long-term future orientation, and when they hire employees, they often retain them for their lifetime. Public and private space. In some of the countries, culture promotes the use of public space, while in others, private space is favored. For instance, people in North America prefer private space. If a manager is more restricted or confined, then the individual is considered as more important. People coming to meet the manager have to go to the secretary first, then to the manager. On the contrary, in Japan, bosses usually sit together with their employees in the same room. These cultures are more public oriented. Hofstede's cultural dimensions. According to Hofstede, there are four major cultural dimensions: individualism oblique collectivism. Individualism is a tendency to take care of one's own self and one's immediate family. Collectivism is characterized by a tight social framework in which people distinguish between their own group and other groups. Power distance. In organization behavior, power distance is the extent to which employees accept that their boss has more power than they do. Power distance is a degree of acceptance by the less powerful members of the organization towards the unequal distribution of power. Masculinity versus femininity. Masculinity refers to the degree of importance people give to assertiveness, acquisition of money, and other materialistic things. Femininity refers to the degree of importance people give to relationship among people, concern for others, and interest in quality of work life. Uncertainty avoidance. Uncertainty avoidance is the degree to which people try to avoid ambiguous situations and the extent to which people feel threatened by vague situations. It can be avoided by, firstly, enhancing job stability, establishing more formal rules, avoiding deviant ideas and behaviors, and attainment of expertise in a particular area. Trompenaar's cultural dimensions. Trompenaar's model is used to understand people from different countries and cultural backgrounds. It helps in reducing misunderstandings between the people of different cultures. Trompenaar's cultural dimension is used in doing business with people of different cultures. There are seven dimensions of culture, and they are universalism versus particularism, universalism versus communitarianism, specific versus diffuse, affective versus neutral, achievement versus ascription, sequential versus synchronic time, inner versus outer directed. Universalism versus particularism. This dimension is used to measure relationships. Universalist societies used to follow general rules and regulations. These people tend to follow the rules in all the situations and try to find the single best way of dealing with all the cases. People assume that the standards followed by them are the correct standards and try to change the attitudes of others. In particularistic societies, people give more importance to that particular circumstance that than rules. Response of the people to a situation may vary according to the circumstances and the people involved. individualism versus communitarianism. This dimension is about the conflict between desire of an individual and the interests of the group which they belong to. People in an individualistic culture take their own decisions and try to satisfy their own needs. In such societies, the quality of life is based on personal freedom and individual development. The decisions taken by the people are often on the spot and without prior consultation from others. While in communitarian society, people tend to be a part of a group which provides them help and protection. People show a strong sense of loyalty towards the group to which they belong. People believe that the quality of life of individuals improve when they take care of each other. People give more importance to community and people are mainly oriented towards common goals and objectives. The decisions are based on consensus. Individualism is very much evident in modern society, whereas communitarianism is a part of traditional societies. But exceptions are always there. Even some modern societies, such as Japan, which has a strong communitarian orientation. Specific versus diffuse. This dimension is concerned with the view of people towards life and the degree of involvement in relationships. In specifically oriented cultures, people analyze elements separately, then they put them back together again. In contrast, people from diffusely oriented cultures see each element in the perspective of the complete picture. They consider that all elements are related to each other. On the relationship level, specifically oriented individuals affect single levels of personality and engage others in specific areas of life. Diffusely oriented individuals affect various levels of personality at the same time and engage others in multiple areas of life. Neutral versus emotional. Neutral versus emotional focus on the degree to which people express their emotions and the interplay between reason and emotion in human relationships. Every culture has strong norms about how easily emotions should be revealed. In culture high on affectivity, people freely express their emotions. In a neutrally oriented culture, people are taught that it is not correct to overtly show feelings. In such a culture, it is accepted to show one's feelings spontaneously. Achievement versus ascription. This dimension is concerned with assignment of personal status of the people in a society. In some of the societies, people drive their personal status on the basis of their performance, whereas in other societies, status is based on gender, age, social standing, education, and so on. When the status is based on what the individual does, then it is called achieved status, while ascribed status is based on what they actually are. Sequential time versus synchronous time. The time dimension has two parts: the relative importance cultures give to the past, present, and future, and their approach to structuring time. If a culture is past oriented, then future is considered as a repetition of the past experiences. In a culture that is focused more towards the present, daily experiences are likely to direct the lives of people. In a future oriented culture, most of the human activities are directed towards the future prospects. In such cultures, the past is not considered to be of much significance to the future. People who structure time sequentially view time as a series of passing events. They tend to do one thing at a time and prefer planning and keeping to the plans, sticking to the plans once they have been made. Time commitments are taken seriously and staying on schedule is a must. People structuring time synchronically view past, present, and future as being interrelated. They usually do several things at one time. Internal directed versus outer directed. This dimension is related with the importance people give to their environment. Internal directed people take the responsibilities of their deeds and view themselves for determining the right actions. While in outer directed people try to match their actions with actions of others. This is also called organic view, and people give more importance to their surroundings instead of themselves. Communication in an international organizational behavior. Effective communication is a difficult task to perform, even within a country, between the people of same culture. But it becomes even more complex and difficult when employees communicate in different languages and when they are from heterogeneous cultural backgrounds. For instance, Japanese managers hardly encounter a situation of a direct no to another person's request. Communication problems across cultures. Perceptual problems. Perception affects the way people see and interpret the reality related to a given thing or situation. Stereotyping problems. Stereotyping is a phenomena where it is perceived that a particular person belongs to a particular class. Stereotyping ignores individual differences within a culture. It is a kind of communication barrier. It is used to develop an overall profile of other people. Ethnocentric problems. The sense of superiority that lies in the minds of the members of a particular culture is known as ethnocentrism. For instance, people from American countries believe that they are best in all the areas. All cultures promote ethnocentrism, and it leads to communication problems when people of different cultures interact with each other. Improving communication effectiveness across cultures. It is important to learn the culture of a foreign country before visiting it. Some of the firms use the techniques of cultural assimilation to make the participants able to deal with situations that they are likely to face in a foreign country. In this technique, participants are asked to read about a particular situation and then they have to choose a language and action to deal with it. The right answer related to that particular situation is explained to the participants. The employees are provided with the study materials related to social structure, religion, values, language, and history. It is known as complementary approach. It helps the participants to develop an understanding of a culture of a foreign country where they are supposed to visit. The expatriates are trained in pro-social behavior of a specific culture. Pro-social behavior includes introducing, thanking, or apologizing to someone or asking for a favor. It is known as skill streaming. Now, motivation across cultures. The frameworks of motivational theories work across all the cultures. The people of all the cultures have a hierarchy of needs, factors that prevent dissatisfaction and lead to motivation, and a level of achievement motivation. But the content and application of these theories vary across different cultures. It means that all cultures have a hierarchy of needs, but the ordering of these needs may differ from culture to culture. Motivational difference across cultures. Religion. The difference in religious values has direct and sometimes indirect impact on the motivational levels of its followers. For instance, in the Hindu religion followed in India, it is believed that events happen by their own on religion. The difference in religious values has direct and sometimes indirect impact on the motivational levels of its followers. For instance, in Hindu religion that is followed in India, it is believed that events happen on their own. So one should let the things happen. Whereas in North America, people follow the religion to control the events. Whereas in North America, people following a different religion try to control the events. Some religions promote collectivism, while others believe that individualism is important for getting the capabilities to help others. These religious values affect the working style and ultimately the growth of the economy. Uncertainty. The motivational differences are influenced by cultural consideration related to ambiguity and uncertainty. If the cultural values of an employee support him to live in uncertainty, then he will be switching jobs frequently and will be least bothered with the security of the job. While the people having high uncertainty avoidance will prefer to specialize, avoid conflicts, interact with people around to understand the current scenario of the company. Power distance. The motivational difference is affected by the power distance. That is, whether the people of the country accept the fact that others are more powerful from them or not. It is observed that the people from the US, Britain, and Canada have trouble in accepting the fact that others may be having more power than them. So the empowerment programs are more successful in these countries. Managerial leadership across cultures. Leadership is the process of influencing others to direct their efforts towards the fulfillment of a particular goal. Due to globalization, the understanding of difference in the leadership styles of different countries became more important. Leadership is concerned with the managerial activities and style. The leadership styles remain the same across different cultures, but the approaches and applications of it may vary from culture to culture. The factors lead to difference in the leadership style are personal values. The personal values of managers help them to shape their perception towards a situation and influence the process of finding solutions to a particular problem and have an effect on decision making abilities. The personal values of employees affect the working of managers. Personal values affect the acceptance level of authority, power distance, loyalty, and commitment of the employees. These personal values of both the managers as well as their subordinates vary from culture to culture. For instance, the person from individualistic culture is likely to follow the leadership style which is more driven by the self interest and take personal responsibility, whereas collectivistic leaders are more team oriented and take joint responsibility. Managers' background. Managers' background influence the way they lead their subordinates. In US, managers come from all economic backgrounds and colleges. They all have equal chance of promotion, whereas in countries like Japan, the person from prestigious school has a higher chance of becoming a top manager of a company. The family background also makes a difference. In US, managers come again from all the classes, while in countries like Poland, business leaders are from middle class, and in Turkey, most of them are from upper class. The family upbringing and values also affect the leadership style. In India, it is common to accept the authority of elders. The leadership style is more directive and little delegation of authority is done. On the contrary, the people from liberal family backgrounds are more likely to take decisions in participatory manner and delegate the authority. Interpersonal skills. An effective leader must be aware and sensitive to the gestures and behavior while dealing with the people of other countries. The managers differ significantly across the cultures in relation to their interpersonal skills. Spanish managers are considered more concerned with the welfare of their subordinates, while Germans and French are considered less willing to do such things. The managers in India find themselves more dependent on higher positional level, while Germans find themselves more independent. It is important to deal with the issues of local employees well on time by the expatriate managers. Transnationally competent managers. It is observed that the traditional leadership styles are not really effective at the international level. Managers are required to learn some of the transnational skills to survive in the global economy. The managers need to understand the cultural, communicational, motivational, and leadership differences between different countries. The transnationally competent managers must have the following characteristics. Firstly, the perspective of managers should be global while understanding the business worldwide. Managers should learn foreign cultures, technologies, trends, and approaches to conduct the business. Managers should be competent in dealing with people of different cultures. Managers should be able to adapt to the cultures of other countries and also need to frequently visit different countries. And managers should daily interact with foreign colleagues and clients. So, students, let's now summarize what we have learned in this module. In the recent years, international organizational behavior has become more important as the businesses are operating across borders. There is a significant difference in the thinking and behavior of the people from different countries. It is difficult for an individual to adjust in a different cultural background where the values and the beliefs of people are different. The dimensions of culture lead to differences in the organizational behavior of the employees. People interact and communicate with others according to their cultural values. It becomes more complex and difficult for an employee to communicate in different languages and when they are from heterogeneous cultural backgrounds. Perception, stereotyping, and ethnocentrism affect the communication between different people from different cultures. The frameworks of motivational theories work across all the cultures, but the content and application of these theories vary across cultures. Due to globalization, the understanding of difference in the leadership styles of different countries becomes more important. It is important to understand the culture of a foreign country before one visits that country. The employees are provided with the study materials related to the social structure, religion, values, language, and history of those countries. The perspective of managers should be global while understanding the businesses worldwide. Managers should learn foreign cultures, technologies, trends, and approaches to conduct their businesses on international levels. Thank you.